Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're gonna dig into some body mechanics exercises for the shoulders and scapular musculature. To be more specific, the rhomboids, the trapezius, the deltoids, and the rotator cuff muscles. If you'd like to jump right into today's exercise routine, I've included timestamps below for you to skip ahead. But for those of you who want a little bit more introduction and background, stick with me. We'll get to the routine very shortly. As some of you may know, I have some neurological deficits on my upper left extremity. To be more precise, I don't have function in my supraspinatus, infraspinatus, or my mid or lower trapezius muscles. If you'd like to learn my story, I've included a link in the description box below for you to learn more about what happened to me. Ultimately though, Western medicine failed to cure my nerve damage, and I was told I'd have to live without function in my left limb forever. I decided that wasn't how I wanted my story to end, and I took my recovery and rehabilitation into my own hands. When I lost nerve function, I began researching and looking for websites and videos to educate me and help me understand my condition and to aid in my recovery. And I was very disheartened to find that there is a gaping void of information for people like me. Not only are nerves not well understood, but interventions for nerve damage are limited, they're not ideal, and often aren't successful. On top of that, there is no specialty out there to help people like me that are too functional for occupational therapy, but unable to get assistance from physical therapy due to its focus solely on musculoskeletal issues. I know that I'm not alone, and I also know that my injuries, my journey is not for nothing. So beginning with today's video, I'll be creating content for this channel focused on neurological reprogramming, body mechanics, and what I've learned along my recovery journey, in the hopes to inspire and help other people out there struggling with nerve damage like me. I want anyone out there dealing with nerve damage to know that the body is capable of far, far more than Western medicine would lead us to believe. I wish to stress that the journey to regaining function from nerve damage is a very long and difficult one. Most of your gains will come from pure will, the rest with faith, hope, and trust in the process. But remember that I'm not special. So if I can regain function in my left limb, you can and will regain function in your injured limb too. Today's exercises are focused on the upper extremity, and while they can certainly benefit people like me with nerve damage, these exercises are truly great for absolutely anyone with musculoskeletal issues, scapular dysrhythmia, or those who simply want to strengthen this area of their body. I offer suggestions for how many reps and sets you'll want to do. However, please know that my suggestions are what you want to build up to. And this is especially true for my viewers with nerve damage. You must start wherever you can and build up very slowly over time. If you try to force the exact number of reps or sets that I suggest when you're at the beginning of your neurological recovery, you'll simply be using other muscles to do the job instead of building new neurological connections and muscle mass in your atrophied muscles. If you're just starting your recovery, don't add any weight, and perhaps shoot for 5 to 6 reps and a max of 2 sets of each exercise. As your function improves, you can add weight, reps, and sets to your routine. Today, you're gonna see me using 1-pound wrist weights. If you don't own wrist weights, you can use small hand weights, no weights at all, or you can grab 2 16-ounce water bottles or 2 cans of soup, or absolutely anything that could work as a weight. The other thing that you might want to have handy is a towel or several towels. You're going to see me using this today. When my son was a baby, I bathed him with this, but because I still don't have function in my infraspinatus muscle, with one of the exercises in particular, I can't lift my arm. I can lift my elbow, but my forearm drags down. So you'll see me have this on, so it'll help me kind of slide across the floor a little bit. So get creative. You know, not everybody's nerve injury is the same. If you have an injury in either your suprascapular nerve, powers the infraspinatus and supraspinatus, spinal accessory nerve, which powers your trapezius, those are really the ones we're targeting the most today. But if you have issues with your long thoracic nerve, all of those muscles are gonna present differently, and your dysfunction will also present differently. So should you need towels to help you kind of manipulate your limb as you're working to try to retrain it functionally, these are helpful. And the last thing, you're gonna be face down the whole time, so it would be nice for you to have a towel or a small pillow that you can rest your forehead on. All right, so let's jump into the exercises. Lying on your stomach, bring your forehead to the floor and begin overhead extensions. With each exhale, reach those arms forward. Inhale, draw those arms back to your side. Be sure to gently press your hips down into the mat. It helps to stabilize your pelvis and helps to activate your erector spine to keep your back still. Exhale, reach those arms forward. Inhale, draw those arms back to your side. Keep your breath steady as you do this exercise. When you're drawing your elbows back to your side, you're activating your rhomboids and your latissimus. As you reach your arms forward, you're stretching your latissimus as you engage your upper trapezius, your lower trapezius, and your serratus anterior. If you're like me and you have neurological deficits in your infraspinatus specifically, it's going to affect your ability to keep that arm lifted, which is why I have a washcloth wrapped around my hand to assist in sliding that arm up and down the mat. Over time, this will improve your scapular function, whether you have neurological deficits or you have musculoskeletal imbalances. Almost there, you're doing a great job. Give me one more exhale, reach those arms forward. Inhale, draw those arms back to your side. Great job. Now we're getting ready for our T-hold. You're gonna extend your arms out wide, forehead on the floor. Exhale, lift those arms up. Hold it for a few seconds and inhale, lower back down. Exhale as you lift, try to squeeze your scapular muscles together and inhale to lower down. Doing this at your own pace. As you lift those arms up, make sure you're exhaling and please be sure to keep gently pressing your hips into the floor, not only to stabilize your pelvis, but to help really activate your entire back musculature. Every exhale, try to lift and squeeze your scapular muscles. Inhale as you lower down. We're doing 12 total. Take this at your own pace, rest if and when you need to, and really focus with each lift on your middle trapezius, trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together. This is helping to assist in activation of the rhomboid, but we're really targeting the middle trapezius musculature. And as you can likely see, it doesn't appear I have a middle trapezius on my left side. But I've regained the scapular function with exercises just like this. So keep working hard, keep focusing on your goals, and I promise your function will improve too. Just a couple more. Exhale, lift and squeeze and hold. Inhale to lower down. Or exhale as you lift those arms up and squeeze and hold. Inhale, lower down. Great job. Now we're going to move into our Y hold. So reach your arms forward, take them out into a wide V position, forehead on the floor, press your hips into the mat, thumbs facing up, and as you exhale, lift those arms straight up, hold for a 3 count, inhale to lower down. Exhale as you lift and reach those fingers forward, inhale as you lower down. We'll do 12 total reps of our Y hold, working here to focus on our lower trapezius. During the nerve transfer surgery, they took the lower trapezius on my left side, but I've worked really hard with scapular exercises like this to be able to regain some of the function that I used to enjoy having my lower trapezius muscle. Keep your breath steady. Remember to gently press the hips into the floor. Exhale as you lift and hold. Inhale as you lower down. Do make sure you're not squishing your forehead into the floor. Try to put very little weight into your head. You're really working to engage the back muscles to lift those arms up overhead. Just a few more. Exhale as you lift and hold. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, lift and hold. Inhale, lower down. Last one. Exhale, lift and hold. Reach those fingers. Inhale down. Moving on to our A hold, take your arms by your side, palms facing up. Exhale to lift and hold. Inhale, lower those arms down. Exhale, lift and hold. Reach those fingers back towards your toes. Inhale, lower those arms down. You're gently resting your forehead onto the floor, gently pressing your hips into the mat as you lift those arms. The A hold really isolates the rhomboid musculature. The rhomboids are located deep or underneath your trapezius muscles. With each exhale, lift those arms up and reach your fingers back towards your feet, and inhale to lower down. Remember to keep your breath consistent throughout the exercise. Try not to hold your breath, but instead breathe with the movements. Exhale into the contraction and inhale as you release it. Every time you lift those arms, focus on reaching those fingers back. It not only activates the rhomboids, but helps us with our scapular rhythm. For those of us with neurological deficits, that's what we seek, regaining functional body mechanical movements. Last one, exhale as you lift and reach those fingers back. Inhale, gently lower down. Moving on to my favorite, our reverse snow angels. Start with your arms up overhead and begin to gently drag the arms all the way down towards your hips and back up to the front of your mat. So with each breath, slowly reach those arms to your hips from overhead and then from your hips back overhead. Really working here with total scapular rhythm. This particular movement demands the engagement of all of these scapular muscles, your upper, your middle, your lower trapezius, your rhomboids, and your serratus anterior and latissimus dorsi. Keep your breath steady. Do your best to keep the engagement throughout the exercise. Halfway through the exercise, just check in with your hips. Make sure you're gently pressing them into the floor so you're maximizing the engagement of your erector spine muscles to support you as you do this exercise. And check in with your forehead. Just make sure you're not cramming that head into the floor to try to assist you to do the movement. Instead, really ask your back and scapular musculature to do the movement for you. We're almost there. Make sure you're breathing deeply in from your throat through your nose and out through your mouth. One more full rotation, reach those arms forward and exhale, take them down by your side. Next, we're moving into our W hold. So you're going to take your arms out wide, your elbows are bent, your hands are facing forward, forehead on the floor. Exhale, lift the arms, lift the elbows. Inhale, lower down. Exhale to try to lift those arms up, squeeze your back, use your rotator cuff muscles, inhale down. You'll see that I have a yoga block underneath my left hand. Because I do not have an infraspinatus activation, my nerve is not working, I don't have external rotation. So the block is assisting me to create a little bit of external rotation so that I can at least lift my left elbow and try to work my rhomboids and my trapezius musculature. Depending on your musculoskeletal or nerve injury, you'll have to get creative with what kind of props you can use to assist you in creating the movement so we can retrain the scapular function, even if you don't have the nerve innervation. Every exhale, try to lift those arms, lift the elbows. Every inhale, lower those elbows and arms back down. Remember to breathe deeply and evenly. So our external rotation assists us in movements like this. Your infraspinatus, as well as your rhomboids and trapezius, create this particular movement. Last one here. Exhale, lift and squeeze and hold. Inhale to lower back down. Great job. Now we're moving on to our very last exercise, our field goal switches, and I'm going to put that little washcloth back on my hand to assist me with this movement. Forehead on the floor, start with your arms just like they were in the last exercise, then reach them forward as you exhale. Inhale, take them back and flip the arms under to reach down towards your hips. And then again, reach those arms forward and up. Flip your hands and reach them back towards your hips. We're going to do this 12 times total. Remember to keep your forehead gently touching the floor, but don't push down into your forehead. Instead, gently press down into your hips as you utilize your shoulder and scapular muscles to create this movement sequence. Each time you reach those arms forward, you're really working your upper traps, your mid traps, your shoulders, your deltoids, your infraspinatus, supraspinatus. And as you reach the arms backwards, we're really targeting the rhomboids. Doing a great job. This really helps to retrain scapular rhythm. Nice, deep, even inhales and exhales from your throat through your nose. Focus here on using your back and your rotator cuff muscles to create this movement pattern. Last few. Reach those arms forward, forward, forward. And then flip your arms under and reach your arms back. Reach back. Good job. Reach those arms up and forward and begin to take the elbows back. Flip the hands under. Reach those hands back towards your hips. Reach those arms forward and reach those arms back. Last one. Reach those arms forward and reach those arms back. You did such a great job. I hope you had a great time working on stabilizing, reintegrating, rehabilitating, and strengthening the muscles of your scapular region and your deltoids and your rotator cuff. Please save this video and come back to it. Try to practice this set of postures 2 to 3 times per week if you want to see real change in your body. And please remember, if you are dealing with neurological deficits, it's a very, very, very challenging, long journey. But if you keep putting in the work, you are going to see results. If you're like me and you haven't had any success with the Western medical route, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and keep working to let your body and your mind create new neurological connections. Thank you so much for sharing some of your time with me. Keep putting in that work to continue to rehabilitate your body, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more great tips and tools on all things wholeness, from yoga to meditation, pranayama, body mechanics, and so much more.